Hi, welcome to Out of This Binary. I'm Pow Pow, and today's topic is our childhood. Um, it's week 109, and our question is childhood. Were you a queer child? Did you know somehow you were different? How were you when you were little, etc.? So I'm going to start with talking about what I was how the first or the last one. How were you when you were little? Because I'm not really sure about the first two questions, like whether I was different or if I was a queer child. I don't really think I thought about that, and as a grade schooler, I don't really know if I cared. Well, we'll get into that in a minute. So as a child, I was a very imaginative child, a very creative child, and I still do a lot of creative things. A lot of the things that I like to do in my childhood, I still like to do now. Um, I was always, um, I probably drew every day as a kid. I loved to draw, and I was often drawing. So that's one thing that I did a lot. I also like to sing a lot. I remember that my family had a rule uh, at the dinner table that there wasn't any singing allowed because I would always sing all the time, everywhere where I was. I was always singing. I was really big into Disney. I loved The Little Mermaid. That was my favorite movie. I loved The Little Mermaid and Pocahontas. Those were my favorites. I loved climbing trees. I love to climb trees and sing while I was climbing trees and kind of like dance and sway in the wind at like the top of the trees. I would be climbing like really, really high up in the trees. I remember this one tree in my parents' um, first house in their yard that would come up to like the second floor, or like it would come near the window of the second floor, and I would where the kitchen window was, and I would climb up there and like wave to my mom and freak her out. I really loved climbing trees, and I would often when or I really liked being alone. Like I got along with other kids for the most part, but I remember thinking that other kids and other people were just kind of weird. Like, I thought everyone was very strange, and I, I especially thought other kids were strange. What else? Um, I really loved My Little Ponies back in the day, like Generation 1, My Little Ponies with the television show. And I liked braiding their hair. That was something that I really loved doing, styling their hair. And I also liked dolls. I did have Barbies, um, and Legos. I really loved building things. Um, I really liked anything creative. What else did I like to do? I also liked catching frogs and snakes and bugs. I loved catching wildlife. We'd always let them go like after a little while. We wouldn't like keep them around. But I really liked playing in the woods and identifying plants. I was really big into I remember having this uh, Reader's Digest, like, field guide, I guess. It was a book that had all these, like, it was called North American Wildlife, and it had um, all these um, descriptions and pictures. It was basically a field guide for plants and animals of North America, and I really loved that. And I also loved this other magazine called Ranger Rick. Uh, it was a wildlife magazine for kids, and so one of my favorite things to do with my neighbor friend, I had a friend that lived next door that was a neighbor friend that was like into everything that I wasn't, but for somehow we were friends. He uh, he liked sports, and yeah, he was really into sports, and he we would often play sports together, but and I would like kind of be get into it, but I would really get bored a lot of the time. Um, but we play like baseball and basketball and uh, all sorts of things, all sorts of sports, and um, that was fun. And then we would also catch animals together, catch wildlife, or play in the woods and stuff like that. Build forts. Oh, I loved building forts. Um, so, like, looking back on my childhood and the things that I liked to do, like, um, it's hard for me to say that I was a queer child. I don't really even know what that means. I don't know what it means to be a queer child. I remember being made fun of in elementary school and kindergarten, and I used to be called Polly Pocket, and that and people used to make fun of me because I was like more girly, or I was into girly things. Like I loved the Disney princesses, and I loved My Little Ponies, and um, I liked the arts. Um, so I remember being made fun of for those things, and I remember that bothering me a lot, but I didn't really think about that. I don't remember thinking about that I was different that much. Like I remember not being interested in a lot of things that um, uh, boys were interested in, but I think that was okay. I don't know. I just don't really know how to justify calling myself my childhood queer. I don't really know what that means. Um, yeah. Um, I think that's all I've got. Um, yeah. I think that's all I got. Tell me about your childhood. Like, did you like playing outside? Did you like art? Did you like sports? Like, what kind of stuff did you like? Did you get along with other kids? Um, how did you feel like you were different at all? Um, I'd love to hear about your childhood. I had a pretty good childhood, so yeah, that's what I've got. Um, thanks for listening. I feel I feel like I don't know how to end this video, so I'm just gonna end it. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week on Thursday. And look out for everyone else's videos on this channel, and have a good day. This is Pow signing off.